Hi, this is WBRW TV News. I'm Jeanne Lerchen, along with Paul Hoenicke, with the latest happenings in the Tri-Community area. The community was hopping last weekend as a few events were taking place. The American Cancer Society's annual Relay for Life fundraiser was held at Powell's Dan Barnabo Field. The opening ceremony was attended by hundreds of survivors, caregivers, friends, and donors. Washington Township Clerk Kathy Bosheers helped kick off the event.
Good morning. I'm the Township Clerk in Washington, and for those of you who don't know what that means, the Township Clerk only in Washington Township controls the weather on the second weekend in May, and I want to assure you it's going to be no rain for the next 24 hours.
Then the event got into full swing with the survivors taking the first lap around the track, followed by caregivers and friends. This 24-hour event included many area residents with booths and tents set up to raise money and make the event fun for everyone. At 10 p.m., the Luminaria ceremony was both emotional and heartwarming as attendees remembered loved ones who were lost their battle to cancer. After a very cold night, organizers and relayers gathered in the morning for one final lap around the track and found out how much money was raised.
I know that our goal this year was $115,000, so Kelly? Oh wait, drum roll! $143,000! And CPS 3. Thanks to all your efforts and especially to Wendy Powers, we had 177 individuals sign up to participate in the long-term study.
So once again, the Tri-Community area reached deep into their hearts and pockets to help those in need. In the village, the 160-year-old clock tower in the Congregational Church has just received some much-needed repairs. So, to kick off the 5th annual Romeo Victorian Festival, the church held a clock tower rededication. Mike Romano was the MC.
As part of the festival, today is the day where we will start this church clock and hear this bell ring again for the first time in many years.
The day also featured a Victorian play inside the church and other activities in town, such as a plant exchange, old-fashioned promenade, and ice cream social, as well as walking tours and vintage games for the kids. An historic National Heritage Marker was also dedicated on Washington Street to celebrate Romeo's contribution to the automobile industry. Channel 6 is putting together specials on both the Relay for Life and the Victorian Festival, so be sure to watch for them. One of the last barns standing in our once farming-rich area is getting a facelift. Simpson Park in Bruce Township, at the corner of Gates and Campground, is the home of the old red barn, built in 1834 on what was once the Starkweather property. This renovation, along with other improvements to the park, is estimated to cost between $3 and $5 million. The Romeo DDA has just received $60,000 from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation to finish work and beautify the parking lot area behind the village offices all the way to the Coney Island. DDA Director Jeanne was happy to receive the money. The budgetary hammer came down hard last week as the Romeo School Board laid off 16 teachers and 3 secretaries. The district is facing a $5.5 million deficit for the 2010-11 school year. 3 part-time library technical assistants were spared as the vote to oust them was denied. Area military moms now have a staffed display booth at the Washington Township Hall. Mom Judy has this to say.
Hi, I'm Judy from Michigan Military Moms, and we're in Washington Township with a drop-off point for donations and an information center. If you would like to come in and you're a military mom, please pick up one of our brochures, which explains what a military mom is and what we do. We basically send care packages to the troops. On the other side of this list is a list of things that the troops need. Our troops are all from this area. They cover as far as Port Huron and over to Lake Orion. We need as much as you can send. The hot weather is picking up. Right now it's probably about 150 degrees there. We would appreciate it if you check out the list and pick something off and drop it off. The boxes also cost us $12.50 to send, so any donations would be appreciated. If you're interested in joining the group, please check out the website, www.operation-love.com. Also, we're working on a Christmas project here in Washington Township for the boys. We are working on helmet liners. The senior citizen group is working quite diligently with us doing that. Hopefully, we'll have enough to give each boy a special care package at Christmas.
Romeo Police Chief Greg Paduch is here with a few words on underage drinking.
It has become a growing concern of mine that I have been hearing more and more stories of parents allowing teenagers to drink alcohol at graduation parties in recent years. I am here today to advise parents who plan on throwing graduation parties in the next few months that this is unacceptable and will not be tolerated in the Village of Romeo. No parent should make an individual decision regarding another parent's underage child when it comes to the topic of serving alcohol to minors or allowing someone else's teenager to drink at your home just because you will be present and monitoring the situation. Serving alcohol to minors is a misdemeanor offense, regardless of the circumstances. I assure you that if the Village of Romeo Police Department is called to any home where alcohol is being served to minors, or minors are allowed to bring their own alcohol for consumption, the homeowners will be cited, the teenagers will be cited, and the parents of those teens will be contacted.
And now, here's Paul with Bulldog Sports.
The varsity tennis team is having one of their best seasons and have just capped it off with a divisional championship. The girls soccer team went down in defeat last week to the Chieftains of Utica 5-1, and you can see that game here on Channel 6 this weekend. In girls softball during non-league play last week, the Lady Dogs lost the front end of a doubleheader 3-0. And in the later game, the Bats came alive and the Dogs won 8-7. Carolyn Muir picked up the win, and the Dogs are now 15-5 and gearing up for a playoff run. The boys' varsity baseball team continued on their winning ways as they won a doubleheader at Stony Creek. In the first game, Jake Moore hit a grand slam, and the Dogs won 14-11. And in the nightcap, they won 13-9. The boys' season is gearing down towards the playoffs, so be sure to catch the Ford Falcon game here next week on Channel 6. And finally in track, Nathan Freeman was a double winner at the Dakota Invitational. Nate took 2 firsts. He won the 300-meter hurdles and the long jump. Nathan competed in the States last year and could bring home a trophy this year. Well, that's it for sports, Jeannie.
Well, thanks, Paul. Hey, I guess we are kind of winding down towards the end of the Bulldog Sports year.
Yep, we have 2 more games left to cover, and that would be it.
And what would they be?
We have softball against Chippewa Valley, and we have baseball against Ford.
Well, we'll look forward to that.
Yeah, we will.
Okay, so for the entire WBRW TV news team, we want to thank you for tuning in.